For years, I thrived in the high-pressure business world, but the workaholic life finally caught up with me. I was 35, very overweight, in chronic pain with severe mobility issues, terrible diet, no exercise. My health was a complete wreck. Then I went to a gentle yoga class and felt truly relaxed. The stress just melted away. I went from a size 18 to a size 8. I stopped getting sick. Pain disappeared. I learned to open my heart and I felt happy for the first time in years. So I said goodbye to the business world and started teaching. Yoga doesn't have to be strenuous. The easiest movements can trigger major release of chronic symptoms, no matter your age.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Hello, I'm Deborah Devine, and that was my story. Because my heart was closed and I was all up in my head, I couldn't have a truly satisfying relationship. But then I found gentle yoga. It opened my heart and I could relax more in my relationship.
Let yoga help you too. Celebrate Valentine's Day with your special partner with these healing yoga tips for couples, devised to bring you closer, deepen your connection, and improve communication.
So we're going to be coming into a wonderful partner sequence, sitting on bolsters. Let's come to seated. Back to back, in a comfortable way. One of the best ways to come to a seated partner pose is to bring the hips up a little bit higher than the knees. This will help the natural curves of the spine and help our breathing as well. So with our spines touching, we're just going to settle into the ground and feel our foundation and feel the breath of our partner right behind us. There's this aspect of breathing and connecting our energies through the spine here. Close your eyes, let go of your jaws, come into an awareness of your own breath patterns, and then become aware of your partner's breath patterns. Over the course of several breath cycles, you might find that your breathing comes into sync. And when that happens, then you can begin to move together. So with the male moving forward and the female coming back, using your breath to guide the movements. So as you're moving forward, the exhalation is happening. And then as you're coming back against your partner's back, you're inhaling. And this happens in a very slow way so that you can really feel how your bodies are moving together. We're integrating the energies of the male and the female, joining them. This is union, yoga. This is what yoga means. Now you can come back to center and then begin to move from side to side. So we'll start with the right on the male side, moving to the right and then the left, side to side. Let your breaths slow down. Become very aware of how your foundation and your partner's foundations and the way that you are coming together through the spine is affecting your movements. It's affecting your breathing. It's also affecting your heartbeat. We're dealing with the fourth chakra when we're looking at yoga for romance, the heart chakra, the chakra of love, loving kindness, compassion, forgiveness. Now coming back to center and then beginning to twist. So we'll be twisting to the right. Both of us are going to be twisting to the right, and you can reach around and let your hand rest on your partner's knee. And then just rest there for a few breaths and see if you can inhale and lengthen on the front of the spine on the in-breath. And then exhale, go into that spiral a little bit more deeply, but make sure that you're not going too far. You'd like to stay within the boundary of comfort and discomfort. And if you move into the pain zone, just back off a little bit. Heather and Tony are both longtime yogis, so they're very flexible. If you and your partner have different flexibility levels, go to the lowest common denominator and make it enjoyable for both of you. Exhale completely and feel the belly come to the front spine in these twists. Then we'll come back to center. We'll just give ourselves a moment to integrate the effects of that very effective twist. And then we'll go to the opposite side, turning to the left. Taking your hand and reaching for your partner's knee, your partner's leg, and using this opportunity to really feel this beautiful wringing out of the belly organs, wringing out of the heart and the lungs. And you can also release the jaw, release your eyes, release your forehead and your eyebrows, and let all of that stress and tension that may have been building up just drop down into the ground on the out breaths. Now we're going to come into downward facing dog using a chair or a kitchen counter or a desk and a belt. So Tony's going to be coming down to the chair, using the chair back for support for the forearms and the head. Heather's going to be coming behind and maybe just stepping back a little bit more here. Yes, Tony, that's wonderful. Downward facing dog is an excellent way to release the spine, the hips, and the legs. And this belt that Heather's going to be using is going to help the femurs come back into the hip sockets a little bit more deeply. So we want to get the belt around the top of the legs. So you can just go ahead and put that underneath Tony's belly here. Yes. And then we're aiming to get up around the top of the thighs so that the heads of the femurs can move back and deeper into the hip sockets. The feet are wide, the heels are out, the toes are in, the upper legs are rotating inwardly, which is protecting the SI joints. And then by taking the right foot in between the two legs and then grounding on the back foot, Heather can now just begin to lean back and let Tony breathe long, slow, smooth, in and out breaths, extending the spine. We're moving the heads of the femurs back so that the pelvis can come up and over and let the spine pour out like water. We're also activating the first and second chakra with this pose. Even though it looks like 50 shades of downward facing dog, we're really working with the energy body here. Let the out breath be complete. Feel the belly come to the front spine and pause. And then let the in breath come. You can ask your partner how far to go, or if you need to back off, and just be very vocal with each other about how this is working for you. This is a wonderful pose to release tension out of the hip flexors. And when we're having our passionate moments, this is the area that might be getting stuck, and we are really working to move energy out. We'll let Tony come up for a break. You can walk forward, Tony, and we'll let the belt go. And then we can have Heather come. So in Heather's case, maybe she'd like to have her hands on either side of, yes, we'll have Heather move her hands on either side. And then taking the feet apart, heels out, toes in, and Tony will take the belt around the upper legs here with Heather as well, right into the hip creases here. And then using that front foot in between the legs and the back leg to brace you, beginning to just gently lean back. Long, slow, smooth in-breaths and long, slow, smooth, and complete out-breaths. As women, we experience a lot of pelvic challenges. We've got PMS, we have menopause issues, and a lot of stuck energy in the hips and the pelvic area are responsible for that. So using the breath to breathe light and spaciousness into any areas that are calling for attention is a wonderful way to bring a sense of expansion there. Now, very gently releasing, and then Heather, you can come back toward the chair back and stand, so you can let go, yes. And now we're coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, the reclining goddess pose. We're going to be using a bolster and a blanket and a block. And if you don't have these things at home, you can always just use rolled up blankets, rolled up towels. The block is going to be raising the top of the spine up. And we're going to be putting a bolster on the block so that we are creating an incline. And then a blanket is going to support the head and the neck. And then we have a round bolster to support the knees. Wonderful. So we come into sitting right in front of the bolster. We want to protect the low back. And we use the hands to help us come down. The shoulder blades come down the back one at a time, broadening through the collarbones. The soles of the feet can touch and the knees can come away from each other. If there's any pinchiness in the low back, just simply draw your hips away from the bottom of the ribs. And you can hold hands with your partner. This is a wonderful pose to end the practice. It's very soothing on the nervous system, and it's also really wonderful to be able to connect with someone that you love this way. We notice any areas that might be a little bit constricted, and then we see what our partner's breath patterns are. And perhaps we could be synchronizing our breaths with our partner's breath and slowing everything down. We take a long, slow, smooth in-breath into the whole body, breathing in light and spaciousness, and exhaling tension, exhaling holding. Another long, slow, smooth in-breath fills the entire body, your partner's body, breathing in light and spaciousness, and exhaling tension, and resting deeply in peace. Please enjoy Shavasana for at least another 15 minutes, and we'll see you next time on Healing Yoga. Namaste.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and stay up to date on all the latest videos. And let me know in the comments section below what other kind of videos you'd like to see.